आप्यायन्तु ममाङ्गानि वाक्प्राणश्चक्षुश्रोत्रमथो बलमेन्द्रियाणि च सर्वाणि सर्वं ब्रह्मोपनिषदम् माहं ब्रह्म निराकुर्याम् मा ब्रह्म निराकरोत् अनिराकरणमस्तु अनिराकरणं मेस्तु तदात्मनि निरते य उपनिषत्सु धर्मा स्ते मयि सन्तु ते मयि सन्तु ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः ॐ May all my limbs attain strength. May the body, the mind, all the sensory and motor organs and the life force become perfected and powerful. All is verily the one without second, all pervading, ever blissful, ever free, existence itself, the Brahman. May I never deny the Brahman. May the Brahman never reject me either. I am aware that realization of this truth of blissful oneness depends on acquisition of virtues spoken of by the scriptures. May all those virtues be with me. Om. Peace, peace, peace. Let us feel the one all-pervading, blissful existence itself by transcending our shapes and associated names. Let us unbutton our bodies just as we can unbutton our clothing. Let us mentally take this step of taking our body off and putting it on a hanger like a heavy coat that you put on a hanger after you come in the warmth of a home from a biting cold outside. Now you are freed from the body. Now one can see I have no birth no death. I have no race or skin color. I have no gender or sexuality. These are all qualities of body, not of mind. I have no particular location. Body has it, but I am not the body. So also I am removing the inner vest of mind and gone is this delusion of space and time, the delusion of manifold. Is gone. The all-pervading consciousness itself. That is all that's there. I am that. I am the Atman, the all-pervading, ever blissful, ever perfect existence itself. I am the truth. Om, peace, peace, peace. Sorry friends, the slide is showing the previous Friday's date. Did not, I forgot to change it. Can you change Ajay? Okay, thank you. Yeah, it is. Sometimes I forget to change the date. But anyway, this is the new class, not last week's class. Only the date I forgot to change, other many things I have changed. So let us begin today's discussion with our regular peace chant. Janmadhyasya yatonvayaditaratashchartheshvabhinyasvarat तेने ब्रह्महृदाय आदिकवये मुह्यन्ति यत् सूरयः तेजो वारिमृदां यथा विनिमयो यत्र त्रिसर्गो मृषा धाम्ना स्वेन सदा निरस्तकुहकम् सत्यं परं धीमहि. That from whom creation, sustenance and dissolution of the universe take place, who is both the instrumental and material cause of it, who is omniscient, is the only one having self-mastery, being the one independent entity who illumined the mind of Brahma with the Vedic revelation, whose wisdom is the wonder of even the greatest sages, in whom the world of the three gunas subsist, just as the combination of materials like fire, water and earth subsist in their nature, in whose consciousness there is nothing false. On that Supreme Brahman we meditate, on that Truth Supreme we meditate. So let us meditate on one line in this, that it is the from whom creation, sustenance and dissolution of the universe take place. So all that we see is really coming up from there. Let us feel that. Like the bubbles come up, that children play with that bubble game. So it is, the bubbles come up and they go in it. So back to that source. So we are all like bubbles, or one can think of as waves coming up from the ocean. They rise in the ocean, grow there, and get back to ocean. So it helps to feel like that while studying such scriptures, that our entityship, our existence is only that, nothing more than that. We are not beings bound by time and space. We are the infinite Brahman appearing like this. So this is just appearance that comes and goes. So as we see these truths in Bhagavatam, let us remember this. This is the discussion on our life through stories, so that we can gradually see the truth and merge in it. That and for that this is helpful. We have been discussing the varna and ashrama. The varna, according to one's aptitudes and the capabilities, the varna is decided. That all people are not having the same aptitude cannot be expected. All people cannot do the same work. Is wrong to expect that. And thus, there is a that distribution of uh, people in four main categories. Again, these categories are not watertight. It is just the predominance or preponderance. But how much preponderance, that is not exactly demarcated. It is more of sattva, but how much more, that is now depends. So Accordingly, the various traits can be seen, and again, these traits are uh, they come, they stay, they go. In 14th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, you will find that in every one of us there are all these three gunas, the sattva, rajas, tamas. There is no one with purely sattva or purely tamas or only rajas. All three are there in everyone. Not only that, they keep on manifesting one after another in everyone's life. One may be sattvika in the morning, lot of sattva guna may come in the morning, but by afternoon it may change to something else. It is according to various situations, circumstances, even say the kind of food that we eat, all really uh, they play a role in having this rotations of sattva, rajas, tamas. They keep on coming, one overpowering another, then another overpowering this one, and both getting overpowered by third. That is how the 14th chapter of Bhagavad Gita describes it. So, therefore, a person who is in general categorized as a Brahmin because of the preponderance of this sattva may not always exhibit the qualities of being a Brahmin, because sometimes the rajas takes over, the desires take over, and these desire propelled actions also take place. So that is not really expected of pure sattva quality. Sattva quality will, when a desire arises, will try to subdue that desire. But sometimes in even a sattvika person, the desire becomes so prominent that the desire propelled action takes place, and thus for that time that person is rajas is prominent, not a Brahmin at that time. So therefore it is not that it is in a general classification, not that somebody who is a kshatriya is always a kshatriya. It is, we all are familiar that we all get overtaken by tamas. It is, and that is necessary too. Do we not go to sleep? That is the tamas overtaking. It is, even though one may think I am very sattvika, that I am Brahmin, but tamas overtakes. Even if the Brahmin doesn't get sleep, has to go to a sleep doctor. Why am I not sleeping? Has to take sleeping pill. So it is this this categorization of varna is important, but one must be cautious here that these are broad classifications, and these are not watertight either. So, uh, if we remember this, then it is fine. If we don't remember this and think that it is watertight compartment, a sattva person must be always sattva. No, it is dependent how, when, sometimes this is prominent, sometimes that is prominent. So, and then there is the other way of classifying one's lifestyle. See, the supreme truths, after all, these truths are to be implemented in our life. And human being is a social animal. We live in society. My life influences the life of others. The life of others influences my life. So I am in always close contact, close touch with this society per se. I am not a cut and dried piece of humanity, but a society. And so, this society also should be divided into the classification that helps everyone to move towards the ultimate goal. And since different people, there would be variety. It is the knowledge is just classification. Swami Vivekananda has given a very good lecture on that. That what we call knowledge means you categorize. Uh, you find some like some new animal. It is then uh, I keep on thinking what this animal should be. Looks like this. So if I know a category to which it belongs, then I give it that particular animal's name. It is this. It is now in Brazil, in some area that I had gone in April, there was I was told this is a particular big mouse. I forget the name of it. It is a big mouse. Big means how big? Like you can say small pig, that big. So it is a big thing, has some yes categories, some qualities of mouse. Many different things also are there. So it is a new creature I had never seen before. Very few places in the world has that. Not even all Brazil gets it, only certain portions. So it was interesting to see that creature. So now there is a name there. You can Google and find out. Huh? Capybara. Yeah, yeah. At the zoo you can have. Yeah. So, as such, you won't see them roaming around like squirrels in Providence, you know. So, it is capybara, yeah. So, you get a new category, capybara, when you come across that. I had never seen skunk before I came to US. So, when I was told, then it became a new category, new animal. I could not fit it any. I was describing to another Swami. He tried to fit into some category, but then ultimately failed. No, difficult because it is very special. So a new category comes there, a skunk. I was described first before I saw it that it is, like a mongoose, because we see it in India, mongoose very often. Mongoose with a white stripe somewhere near the head and is mostly nocturnal. Mongoose are not limited to a nocturnal life. And then uh, it is as such harmless, but and described that be careful. It has a very special fragrant spray. So it is, and if you by ill luck get something on your clothes, then the clothes cannot be even washed; they have to be burnt. It is, yeah, one of our devotees had a big problem because her dog got sprayed and with by a skunk. Now what to do? The whole skin was like that, so had to be taken to a special place and had to spend lot of money to get that properly shampooed or whatever. So because it is terrible smell, so it becomes a category. That is how our knowledge is. You categorize, keep on sub-categorizing, sub-categorizing like that. It is. So, this is like these are our chemistry, these researchers, they, what they have compounds, new compound and categorize them. There is a branch, when I was studying a little bit of chemistry, there was a chapter and a few classes were held on that nomenclature, that you have to discover the names according to certain systems, make the names according to certain system. So that is how new things are found. So this is a categorization. Whenever there is multiplicity, human mind categorizes those. There is, and that we call as knowledge. Categorization. And that is how, in the discussion of Sanat Kumar and Narada, it is Narada had learnt all everything in the world, as it were. All relative branches of knowledge were completely that learnt. And then Sanat Kumar was asking, then what's the problem? What do you want to learn? Oh, I have learnt only the words, the names. Mantra vidosmi, natu atmavid. Don't know this self. I don't know the Atman. And the result is, it is worth, casting a glance on this, what he says. The result is I am suffering. It is only the one who knows the self goes beyond suffering. Tarati shokam atmavit. That is the great statement there in that story of Chandogya Upanishad, that tarati shokam atmavit. The one who is knower of the self goes beyond or transcends these sufferings. By implication, no one else can do that. Even if that person has many PhDs and many masters and a lot of laurels, may get Nobel Prize or whatever, still no end of suffering. So that is why you categorize in such a way that according to every person's capabilities, one gets guided towards this ultimate goal. If you do not think of this goal and categorize in that way, categorization is going to happen. That is the nature, that human understanding. We, even when we see two persons, we categorize them. It is this and this. So, thus categorization cannot be stopped. That way you can never have equality. Equality is only in according to according them the same respect, same this thing rights, but not making them equal. That everybody must have the same weight. All adults must have a weight of 170 pounds. Now what will happen, imagine. It is impossible. So it is, if somebody is 175, chop that fellow. If that If less than 175, then push something in that flow. That is not the way to bring about equality, at least in this way. Equality is as such uh, a myth. It is the equality is only in the true nature of ours, the Atman. There alone lies the equality. Otherwise, as it says in our language, that even two fingers of the same hand, are they equal? They are different in shape, size, and function. So everything in the world is different. That is why they are different, two things. So the categorization is done to help a person to guide life in that direction. The lifestyle according to one's age. There is the childhood, there is the age when one becomes grown up, takes up the responsibilities of the world, earns money, enjoys at various avenues. Then afterwards one gets old, is not capable of doing all these duties, or should not be doing, by running after enjoyments for so many years. At least one should understand that this is not how the life can be made happy. So should learn to withdraw, and then lastly give up everything. Here the order is given in Bhagavatam, that first brahmacharya ashrama, then vanaprastha ashrama. Brahmacharya is early age, and vanaprastha is a later stage after going through the normal householder's life. But these two are described first here. In this, the order is as described in this slide. That first there is the description of brahmacharya ashrama. Why that? Of course, that is expected. That is the first stage of, say, childhood. Now, this is a very impressionable age, that whatever a child is taught, the child can guide the mind, the psyche, in that direction properly. So, therefore, that is the age to create the best possible, most useful impressions. So, that is called brahmacharya ashrama. When one is taught, guided, trained for the building up of a proper life. Now, the book of course describes the ancient ways of how it is done. But the styles change, lifestyles undergo drastic changes over millennia and also differ from place to place. Mm. Now, uh, this is the beauty of the Hindu scripture system, that it is a three category system. It is not like one scripture and that's it. No. The scriptures get divided into impersonal philosophical systems. They are called Upanishads. Upanishads are impersonal, and they are therefore, they abide, they are for all time, place, the Upanishadic rules they abide. But then there are some regulations according to a particular space and time. You look at that. So because the place changes. The rules, those rules had been given, suppose in one place, and they cannot be applicable in other place. I told I had discussion with a Muslim, that a Muslim imam, and during that time there was this Ramzan. So I said, suppose now somebody is in Alaska, and it is the summer time. Now they are not supposed to eat during the day. Now in Alaska, there the day would be almost 20 hours, and just a small night. That also you don't see really complete darkness. They it continues, the twilight kind of continues, so you really never have a dark night thing. So therefore they put thick curtains on the windows, so that you can make an artificial that darkness, so that you can sleep. So it is. Now I ask, what do you do? Because it is, he said, I understand the difficulty, but we have solved for our this thing, this problem, that we always will take it according to the Mecca time. What time in Mecca, if it is day in Mecca, we will consider day here, and if it is night in Mecca, we will consider night here. Now that is not too far from the equator, so the day and night times do not change much. It is so maybe in winter the night may be longer by 5 minutes, and during the summer it may be shorter by 5 minutes. So that is the only thing. So that is, so it is to be adopted like that. Otherwise, it will be very, I mean, difficult to follow. It will be meaningless. So, therefore, they according to the times, changing times. So, what was the society? Look at one picture. There, the Brahmacharya ashrama. So, people had to, living outdoor, being in huts. These classes would be conducted under trees, and the children would be staying at the Guru's place. The modern schools will have a different look, like you see. It will be very different. But the principles uh, remain the same, have to remain the same. Huge difference in the details prescribed for the life of the four ashramas then and now. But the principles do not change. That is the beauty of the principles. They do not alter according to time and space. And what changes is the details change. So, this is a brahmacharya ashrama, in whether modern or ancient, has to focus on getting a grounding in ethical values. They have to be impressed at home and in school. They have to be held on to. Then good manners, they have to be taught. That is very good, In the other day I was at a school giving classes, so the student uh, held the door open for me, said, yeah, you have good manners. This is a training, that you consider others, that this is matter that needs to be impressed. It is like I gave something to a child, and then the father said, hey, now what do you have to do? And the child said, thank you. It is so, this is a training. so that we get into proper manners. Uh, and attention should be on education and control of the pleasure instinct. These are important aspects that need to be cultivated. Why cultivation is necessary? Cultivation is very necessary because spontaneously there will be exactly opposite things happening. In the absence of cultivation of these qualities, the selfishness, that instinct takes over, that ethical values are cultivated. Whereas the non-ethical values, nobody needs to cultivate them. They are there automatically. It is told that, well, a stage show like our uh, Ivana, she arranges theatre shows. She is a wonderful director. So, show there were, that some were to act the roles of demons and some were to act the roles of devas or angels. And the show was going to happen. So, she tells those, hey, you are going to act as angels. So bring all those soft feelings on your face. They should show all these love and soft feelings like that. And those who were going to participate, act as demons, she told, your natural appearance will do. Because the being demonical doesn't need cultivation. It is automatically there. Hmm. So, uh, to learn to be ethical, it is a learning process. So, these things need cultivation and control of pleasure instinct. It needs to be cultivated. The present day, education doesn't pay much attention to these things. That is sad. That only getting knowledge of some sciences and something economics, and that is okay, but that should not be at the cost of learning the ethical moral values and the control of the pleasure instinct. We had in our school days, there was a Sanskrit couplet uh, that if you want knowledge, then you have to sacrifice pleasures. Mm. That if you want pleasures, well, sacrifice the learning. So, what do you want? So, learning is what is needed. So, one should therefore practice to sacrifice the pleasures, so called pleasures, because they are automatic and instinctive. You see, you do not have to tell anybody to go for that. A person will go automatically for that. But it is to be trained so that it will cringe from that. It will not go for that. So, it is important that in a certain age, up to say about 20 years of age, spend in education and acquiring these great habits. Why? Why cannot be done later? No, later our that mind doesn't get impressions so quickly. It is hard to impress something on a already hardened brain. In the childhood, you learn something, and you immediately you get it in your mind. It is you can memorize things fast. These modern so-called educationalists, they say, what is the point in just memorizing without understanding? don't have to memorize. But it is important because the logical faculty, rational faculty will develop later, but the memorizing faculty is available now. The one need not deprive the memorizing faculty just because the logic or rational faculty has not dawned yet. So when it dawns, it will be using that whatever has been memorized. And yeah, I can give my example. What I just memorized. At that time, it was a big ordeal imposed by parents. Oh, you have to recite Rama Raksha, a hymn on Rama, short, nice hymn. You have to recite it every day. And it used to be a torture. Why should I? No, you must learn. Now that what happens that I still remember after about now 65, 70 years, I still have that in memory. And not only that, now I understand the meaning and the importance of it also. Not only that, it is you get to see how the memory develops, that whatever you want to memorize, make it by heart, how to do that. So if I want to memorize something, I more or less easily do it, even though in my childhood I have not done it. Still, because of that practice, that technique remains. So I memorize it. For example, many ask, how did you recite these verses in Bhagavad Gita? Did you memorize all Bhagavad Gita? No, I did not really. Never. But somehow they stick to one's memory. Many Upanishadic verses, they stick to memory. And this is all because of this childhood development process. That it is to be kept like that. The ethical values one has to be grounded in. There I still lack a lot. Please, I did not follow all those instructions, and I suffer for that. But it should have been followed. Then one becomes a really a person that is now ready to go and enjoy in the world without getting its too many reactions, and still can develop spiritual life. So it is because the control of the pleasure instinct is what is to be learned there. That is the brahmachari life. Literally, it means the being established in Brahman. But it is by a derivation, what it means is the preparation for doing that, a preparation for being established in Brahman by learning to control the desires. So then there is the Vanaprastha ashrama. Vanaprastha ashrama has that you have been leading a householder's life for quite some time. You lived that many years. Now all the limbs of the body, the organs, they have no power left. But that doesn't mean the drag is gone. And now it is a big torture. There is the drag for enjoyment, but no capability for that. It is you want to eat all that nuts, but no teeth now. What can be done? So the desire to eat all that is not gone, but the instrument for it is gone, the power is gone. One idiom is there in uh, our language. When one lady, when used to quote it again and again when she would get frustrated. Hmm. When there are teeth, there are no nuts to eat. And when the nuts come, by that time teeth are gone. So it is now you see that the desire for all that is there, but due to age the capabilities are gone away. It is they even if you are able to eat, digestion becomes difficult. So many things that therefore now observing this, learn to withdraw. You had gone to enjoy this world, but now by now the experience must have taught you. At least it is expected. Not that everybody learns from experience, but experience comes as a wonderful teacher. Whether we learn or not is another thing. So we should learn from the experience that bhogan bhukta vayameva bhukta, as Bhartrihari says. He wrote 100 verses on first on enjoyment, that Sringara Shatakam, how to make everything, beautify everything, and go for enjoyment of it. 100 verses on that. He was a king. So then he saw, no, unless one develops the moral background, there is really no enjoyment. So he wrote what is called Niti Shatakam. And then he wrote Vairagya Shatakam, that all these things they bring in the name of happiness, they bring misery. So one should not fall in the trap of those. They are traps, you see. So, like all these, the consumerism is so much in this country, all over the world, but here that the if you have need, you go to satisfy it. But consumerism is at a different dimension. They create the need in you, and so you buy, although you don't need it. It is so. Uh, Now, what is the result? You got all that. You never went to get those for suffering, but ultimately you suffer. So many things. Even at our center now, if you see, we have to make a drive to take out a large quantity of stuff. In many for these things, people buy things. They don't really use it. Then it is. I was so struck by it after I came to United States, that the car stands outside on the street. The garage is filled with all those things that were bought but are now useless. So the garage is filled with that. And then they announce someday garage sale, so that it goes from their garage to somebody else's garage. So it is just to empty things. So they it becomes a big headache, all those acquired things. So one gets a vairagya, the dispassion for all that. Oh, I ran after so many pleasures, but I didn't get any pleasures. In fact, I was squeezed of, yeah, I didn't get anything, but the nature got out of me everything. It is so many these verses about dispassion are put there. So at least if one gets it in the beginning, fine, but at least after experience one should learn that there is no happiness there. But even that also very few learn. But this is a system, therefore, that will help you to learn it. Oh, you have now done your family duties, your children are on their own, they are already married. Also, you don't need now to keep on running after wealth. Enough is enough. Now withdraw from all that while you still have the power of withdrawal left in you. So lead a life now. Already you have become 50 years old. So now enough. You spend lot of time in running after enjoyments, running after mirage to get water. Still have you not learned what are you a human being? So it is at least as a human being one should learn by this time that it is of no use to run after the pleasures. One should learn to withdraw. Again, not all people, in fact, majority people, especially in the modern age, they don't learn. They run after different types of enjoyments, that's all. So, this is important to have this Vanaprastha ashrama. What is this Vanaprastha ashrama? Getting detached from bodily life. The life that was led with the understanding I am this heap of flesh and blood, I am a man or I am a woman, and this is all my things. All that now, learn to detach, practice. It takes efforts to actually detach, and one actually tries to justify the attachment. It is, no, my children still need me. Delude yourself that no, no, I have to look after my grandchildren. Oh, never ending, So it is that, so it is therefore, one must strive now that enough is enough. Now, let me pay attention to the goal of life. So, one should therefore reduce the food intake and eat without attention to taste, perform austerities, but in a way that is very important statement here, but in a way that they do not impair the strength of the mind. Because the strength of the mind is necessary to do this process of withdrawal. So that should not get diminished. Uh, and dissolving the body into its elements. This is to be done mentally. That what is the body? It is all the elements, that all the with in modern science. So these are all atoms, molecules, electrons, protons, a heap of them. That's it. It is a combination of them. One heap of these particles here, another heap there, another heap there. That's it. One heap I call a chair, and another heap somehow I call I on the chair. How stupid it is. The same particles that make chair and this body. No difference really. But one gets called I, other gets called this chair. No difference. So, therefore, you dissolve it in the elements. Know that it is not real. There is a process told, then dissolve the life forces called pranas into their elements. that is, they come from the mind. So let that be dissolved in the mind. May the mind be dissolved into the great mind, and the great mind into the absolute truth. So that dissolution process must go on like that, and thus you become free from this body consciousness. Uh, so this is the life of a vanaprastha. Now there will be the description of the sannyasa ashrama, that now you give up everything. It is vanaprastha. You still cared to have some livelihood, some other. You have not given up all eye and mind. You were practicing for that. Now the practice gradually comes to perfection. Now you give up everything, and thus you lead a life of a free person, freed from all attachments, and thus you live the life very happily. Uh, a sannyasi's life is very happy life. It is because there are no attachments, and so you feel that, oh, there is nothing now, you become happy. Therefore the names of the sannyasins, in many orders, they end with ananda, like Yogatmananda, means that bliss. Their life is full of bliss. So it is that we will discuss a little bit about that life later. It is the slide is here, but we shall take it up in our next class. Today's time is over. We shall conclude with the this last prayer, and after that, if anybody has questions, please ask. निगमकल्पतरोर्गलितं फलं शुकमुखादमृतद्रवसंयुतं पिबत भागवतं रसमालयं मुहुर्हो रसिका भुवि भावुकाः. O devotees, quaff, quaff to intoxication this nectar of the fruit of the tree of Vedas, flowing from the mouth of the great sage Shuka and mixed with the ambrosia from his words. Any question? Oh, you have a question, come on.
Pranam.
Pranam.
I just saw in the text, it says that the Vanaprastha, by doing this, will easily attain Maharloka. And I was wondering if that's like
Yes,
in Taittiriya,
Maharloka, yeah.
where it represents Brahman, or does it literally mean that they will go to the...
It is on the way to Brahma, to realize Brahman, Mahalloka. So it is, the technically speaking, Mahalloka is that the high, just below Satyaloka is the Mahalloka. So it is at the life very high compared to human life. So it attains to that special, very high level heaven. Yeah, that is their Maharloka. Yeah, but that is very difficult to exactly say where it is and so forth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was thinking about the Vyariti,
Huh?
the Vyariti in Taittiriya.
Vyavritti, yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Vyavritti, yeah.
Where they use that loka to represent Brahman, like the fourth, almost like the fourth state.
Yeah, it is. That is as that is Mahat. So it is the
Mahar.
yes.
Bhur Bhuva Swa Mahar.
Yeah, it is Bhur Bhuva Swa Mahat is means beyond Swa. So it is, that is almost Brahma. It is just described as Loka, that's all. Yeah. Any questions upstairs? No questions. So, okay then, we shall conclude with the closing chant. मुकुंद माधव गोविंद बोल केशव माधव हरि हरि बोल मुकुंद माधव गोविंद बोल केशव माधव हरि हरि बोल हरि हरि बोल हरि हरि बोल कृष्ण कृष्ण बोल कृष्ण कृष्ण बोल कृष्ण कृष्ण बोल कृष्ण कृष्ण बोल मुकुंद माधव गोविंद बोल केशव माधव हरि हरि बोल केशव माधव हरि हरि बोल।